He's showing everybody.
I want everybody to think about if they had a loved one who had cancer. Would you treat them? Would you ignore them? Would you blame them or fear them for being irritable or having mood swings or personality changes? A lot of people that I know would not ever treat a cancer victim that way because they would feel they're justified. But people do treat those who are victims of dementia in the exact same way. Dementia is a general term that describes a group of symptoms such as loss of memory, judgment, language, complex motor skills, and other intellectual functions caused by permanent damage or death of the brain's nerve cells or neurons. For my speech, I wanted to clarify 3 common myths associated with dementia. The first one is people with dementia are frequently irritable for no apparent reason. This isn't true. People with dementia, if you sit down and you look inside of a photo album, if any of you were to, and as you're going through it, it's a photo album you made yourself, and the people in it can be parents, siblings, children that you've had, any of your loved ones or a spouse. If you're going through it, you can't remember any of these people whatsoever. And as you're going through the photo album, there's somebody sitting beside you saying, do you remember this person? Do you remember what we were doing? And would it make you more irritable to not be able to remember these people who are supposed to be so important to you? And all these activities that you obviously did enjoy and were a part of? There's another thing that irritates people with dementia. They have the ability to feel emotions just like everybody else does, but they have a hard time recalling the instances that made them irritable, angry, or upset in the first place. There is a father whose son and his wife decided to hide his lawnmower from him. His thing was he loved to care for his lawn, and he did so frequently. His wife began to worry with the progression of his dementia that he would end up harming himself one day while mowing his lawn. So she locked the lawnmower in the shed. The next time he went out to get it, he simply unlocked the shed. The wife decided to talk to their son about hiding the lawnmower at the son's house. They agreed. The next time the man went out to the shed, the lawnmower was gone. He immediately assumed that the lawnmower had been stolen, so he went to tell his wife. And his wife informed him that she and their son had decided to put the lawnmower at the son's house so they didn't have to worry about him harming himself while he was mowing the yard one day. Because they did all this behind his back and without his consent, he became angry and felt betrayed. The next time he saw the son a few days later, he acted very cold and very angry with him. And the son asked him, "Are you mad at me?" And his father replied, "Yes." And the son asked him why, and the father replied that he didn't know. The man had a very legitimate reason for being angry and upset for what they did, but he couldn't remember why he felt the way he did. Another myth about dementia is that it's a natural process of aging. It is true that as we get older, our memories do decline. Subtly, naturally, as we get older, our memories do get slightly worse, but dementia is a lot more severe than that. Causes of dementia include stroke, drug and alcohol abuse, some are hereditary, traumatic head injury, and there are some conditions such as Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, AIDS, and brain tumors that can cause dementia. The truth about dementia is that not everyone develops dementia, but anyone is capable of developing dementia. And as we get older, it does increase, but dementia does not only happen in older people. It can happen at any point in our lives. The third myth is that people with dementia are no longer able to enjoy life or live their lives. Dementia is a progressive disease, and so changes are going to occur in the person's life who is affected by it. and dementia is also the 6th leading cause of death in America out of the top 10, and it is one that has no prevention and no cure. People who are diagnosed with dementia early enough, depending on the progression, depending on their functionability, they can continue to work their jobs. They can continue to live home alone, take care of themselves or take care of their children, until the point where they can no longer safely do so. People who do have dementia do not need to be put immediately into a nursing home, because they are still capable of living a relatively normal life with a few changes here and there. People who are even in the later stages of dementia still enjoy life, still do things that they like to do and have always liked to do. They still listen to music that they like. They still get visits from family members and friends that still see them. They can watch movies that they've always enjoyed. They can do activities such as gardening, baking, sewing, any kind of hobbies that they enjoyed throughout their lives. They're still capable to do as long as their functionability hasn't declined so that they can't. There are a few things that have shown positive feedback in slowing down the progression of dementia in some people. Things such as exercise helps keep the neurons in their brain alive, and exercise is associated with keeping memories well. Mind games, they've shown that anything that challenges your mind and makes you have to think can keep things working much longer in your mind and keeps things turned on. There are medications that have shown that they can be helpful, but they don't always work. And knowledge of the disease is something that they've seen really helps, because it helps you to develop a plan and you know what's going to be ahead of you. So for my speech, I cleared 3 myths about dementia, and I hope that everybody remembers that somebody with dementia is not frequently irritable for no reason. It's not a natural part of aging, and that they can continue to enjoy and live their lives.